The Zoomies explained what your cat is actually chasing at 3 a.m. As the clock strikes 3 in the morning and the rest of the world is draped in a heavy, silent slumber, you are suddenly jolted awake by a sound that resembles a miniature freight train careening through your hallway. This phenomenon, affectionately known by pet owners as the Zoomies, is officially termed frenetic random activity periods, or FRAPs. To the untrained eye, it appears as though your feline companion has momentarily lost their mind, sprinting across furniture and scaling curtains with a frantic energy that defies the quiet of the night. However, as an observer of feline behavior, you must understand that this is far from a random act of chaos. It is a sophisticated biological release. Your cat is not merely acting crazy or responding to some invisible ghost in the corner of the room. Instead, they are responding to a deeply rooted internal clock that has governed their species for millions of years. By viewing this behavior through the lens of evolutionary biology rather than human convenience, you can begin to appreciate the intricate design of your cat's nervous system. These bursts of speed are the physical manifestation of a specialized survival mechanism that ensures your domestic predator remains sharp, agile, and ready for action, even if the only prey in your modern home is a stray sock or a beam of moonlight hitting the floorboards. To truly comprehend why your cat chooses the most inconvenient hour to perform these Olympic-level sprints, one must look closely at their unique metabolic structure and their identity as crepuscular hunters. Unlike humans who generally operate on a diurnal cycle of sustained activity followed by long rest, cats are designed for short, explosive bursts of energy. In the wild, a feline's day is spent conserving every possible calorie through nearly 16 hours of sleep, punctuated by intense, high-stakes hunting sessions. This hunt, eat, groom, sleep cycle is hardwired into their DNA. When a domestic cat lives a life of luxury where meals are provided in a bowl and predators are non-existent, that stored kinetic energy has nowhere to go. It builds up like steam in a pressure cooker until the internal valve finally gives way. The 3 a.m. timing is not a personal affront to your sleep schedule. It is actually the time when their ancestors would naturally be most active, taking advantage of the low-light conditions to stalk prey. When you see them bolt across the room, you are witnessing a biological overflow, a mandatory discharge of pent-up vitality that keeps their muscles toned and their cardiovascular system functioning at peak performance. It is a vital physiological reset button that prevents their bodies from becoming stagnant. Beyond the purely physical requirements of their bodies, there is a fascinating psychological component to the Zoomies that often involves the release of pent-up emotional frustration or sheer sensory overwhelm. Imagine for a moment the life of an indoor cat. The environment is largely static, the smells are familiar, and the daily routine rarely changes. While safety is a blessing, it can lead to a form of cognitive understimulation. The Zoomies act as a psychological breakout from the monotony of domestic life. During these episodes, your cat's brain is flooded with dopamine and adrenaline, creating a natural high that is intensely pleasurable for them. They aren't just running, they are experiencing a surge of predatory joy. This is also why many cats experience the Zoomies immediately after using the litter box, a phenomenon sometimes called poophoria. Scientists believe that the stimulation of the vagus nerve during defecation can trigger a rush of feline endorphins, leading to a celebratory victory lap around the house. Whether it is a response to a clean physical state or a reaction to a day spent napping, the psychological intent is the same. The cat is asserting their autonomy and engaging their senses in a world that often lacks the thrill of the wild. They are, in their own minds, reclaiming their status as a formidable and fast-moving apex hunter. While we often joke about cats chasing greeblies or invisible spirits, the reality of what they are chasing during a 3 a.m. Zoomie session is actually much more grounded in their sensory reality. A cat's vision and hearing are significantly more sensitive than ours, meaning that a tiny dust mote floating in a shaft of light or the faint scuttle of an insect inside the wall can trigger a full-scale hunting response. When your cat suddenly pounces on nothing, they are likely reacting to a microscopic movement or a high-pitched frequency that your human ears simply cannot detect. This behavior is a form of shadowboxing for predators. They are practicing their pouncing, their sudden turns, and their acceleration techniques. In a domestic setting, the prey is often an imaginary construct used to facilitate this practice. They are chasing the ghost of an instinct, a neurological phantom that tells them a mouse is just around the corner. This mental engagement is crucial for their well-being. It prevents cognitive decline and keeps their reflexes from atrophying. When you see them stop abruptly and stare into the distance with dilated pupils, they aren't seeing ghosts. They are processing a sensory input that is so fast and so subtle that it remains entirely hidden from our slower, less specialized human perception, making them the true masters of their environment. Let us consider a real-life scenario to illustrate how these factors culminate in the midnight madness we all know so well. Imagine a typical tabby named Oliver who spends his day lounging on a sun-drenched sofa while his owners are at work. Throughout the day, Oliver's body is storing glycogen and his mind is resting, but his predatory instincts are quietly simmering. When the sun sets and the house grows quiet, the ambient noise drops, making every small sound amplified. Suddenly, at 2:45 a.m., a floorboard creaks or a heater hums. To Oliver, this is the starting gun. He launches off the sofa, his claws digging into the carpet for traction as he hits a top speed of 30 miles per hour in seconds. He isn't running away from something as much as he is running toward his own nature. He navigates the dark living room with perfect precision, using his whiskers to map the air currents and avoid obstacles. To the sleepy owner watching from the doorway, Oliver looks like a blur of fur and chaos. But to Oliver, this is the most important moment of his day. He is achieving a state of flow, where his body and mind are perfectly synchronized in an ancient dance of survival. This scenario plays out in millions of homes every night, serving as a reminder that even the most pampered house cat remains, at their core, a finely tuned biological machine designed for the hunt. As a responsible and empathetic owner, it is essential to recognize that while the Zoomies are natural, they can sometimes be a sign that your cat requires more structured engagement during their waking hours. If the midnight sprints are becoming destructive or if your cat seems genuinely distressed rather than playful, it may be time to evaluate their daily enrichment. Often, we expect our cats to adapt entirely to our sedentary lifestyles, forgetting that they possess the heart of a lion in a 10-pound body. To help manage this energy, you should aim to provide power play sessions shortly before your own bedtime. Using interactive toys like feather wands or laser pointers allows the cat to complete the predatory sequence of stalking, chasing, and pouncing in a controlled manner. By mimicking the hunt during the evening, you help them expend that stored glycogen before you tuck yourself in for the night. Feeding them a small meal after a vigorous play session can also help trigger the sleep portion of their natural cycle, as their biology tells them the hunt was successful and it is now time to digest and rest. This proactive approach doesn't just save your sleep, it honors your cat's psychological needs by providing a healthy outlet for their instincts, ensuring that when the Zoomies do happen, they are a joyful expression of health rather than a desperate cry for stimulation. It is also vital to address the common mistake of punishing or scolding a cat for their nighttime activity. Formally speaking, responding to a Zoomie episode with frustration or loud noises can be deeply damaging to the bond you share with your pet. Because the behavior is an involuntary biological drive, the cat cannot understand why you are angry. To them, they are simply being a cat, and your negative reaction can create a cycle of anxiety that actually increases the frequency of the behavior. If your cat associates the night with your anger, they may become more stressed, leading to even more frantic movements as they try to self-soothe through activity. Instead of intervention during the act, the best course of action is often to ensure their environment is safe and then simply let the episode run its course. Check that there are no sharp corners or breakable objects in their usual flight path, and consider adding vertical space like cat trees or shelves, which allow them to zoom upward rather than just across the floor. This architectural adjustment provides a safer outlet for their speed and satisfies their need to survey their kingdom from a height. By providing a yes space where they can be their most authentic selves, you foster an environment of trust and mutual respect that allows both of you to thrive in your shared home. In conclusion, the 3 a.m. Zoomies are a beautiful, albeit noisy, testament to the enduring wildness that lives within every domestic cat. They serve as a bridge between the ancient past of the African wildcat and the modern feline sleeping on your duvet. When you hear those thundering paws in the dead of night, try to shift your perspective from one of annoyance to one of admiration. You are witnessing a creature that is perfectly adapted to a world we can barely perceive, a world of subtle vibrations, hidden movements, and explosive power. By understanding the biological, psychological, and sensory triggers behind this behavior, you can better provide for your cat's complex needs and enjoy the unique privilege of living with a miniature apex predator. Your role as an owner is not to suppress these instincts, but to guide them and appreciate the vibrant life force they represent. The Zoomies are not a problem to be solved, but a fascinating window into the secret life of your companion. So, the next time your cat decides to run a marathon through your bedroom at 3 in the morning, remember that they aren't chasing ghosts. They are celebrating their own existence, keeping their spirits high and their bodies ready for whatever adventures the next day and night might bring to their extraordinary lives.